Derek here with another awesome windwirler video. So we got another unboxing. It's going to be a couple of awesome new Beast Wars figures, which if you guys have been listening to the channel for a little bit, then you'll know that Beast Wars is like one of my all-time favorite childhood TV shows and toy lines of all time. So the fact that they've brought them back has been absolutely awesome, and I've been loving it. And I think I've got a few up here, which is probably harder to see. But as always, first off, we're going to start with some shout outs. So first shout out I've got here is to Royal Films. So Royal Films left a comment on my latest stop motion, Spider-Man's One Long Day. He said, "Can't wait till my channel expands." See, I really take that as a compliment, I guess, because, you know, he looks at my stuff and he thinks like, oh man, I remember seeing earlier channels and thinking like, oh, I can't wait till I feel more established, you know, and because I find at the level I'm at now, like I get a lot of feedback, which the feedback is like really majorly important in improving the channel, and it also gives you a good motivation. So I totally get it, and hey, like Royal Films, like if you're watching, you just gotta persevere and stick with it, and eventually the channel will grow, and as you get better at what you do, you'll get more and more interest. And yeah, so what does he do? He does stop motion reviews. So he's got a Deadpool one and a Carnage one, and it's a pretty cool idea. I always like the idea of stop motion reviews. There's a few channels on YouTube that do that. There's one Transformers related one, I can't remember its name right now, but it's a really good idea, and it's something that you can definitely like easily put out and replicate, and it could be short little skits, and it'll help you improve your stop motion because you're just doing sort of short sequences with it. And yeah, I think it's a really good idea, so keep at it, buddy. And next shout out goes to Tyborg. So this animator left a really nice comment on my Spider-Man One Long Day video, which I gets all the comments these days. So that's definitely like one of my biggest videos. And it's one of the last big stop motions I posted. So I'm really happy that it's gotten all the recognition that it has. But anyways, so Tyborg, he left a really cool, like extensive comment. The standout things that he said in it for me were, he said how a lot of my angles, they will elevate the action sequences and the scenes that I will do. And I really appreciated that, because that's something that I kind of pride myself on, and I've gotten that similar accolade before where, you know, sometimes my animation isn't always the smoothest, but I always tend to, I sort of do have like this eye for the shots, and I've been really always trying to kind of set up those shots sort of like a comic book or like a manga, where you have just like those action sequences and set them up that way, and then kind of animate along with that. So I think a good basis in like articulated comic book art has given me like that sort of skill set. But obviously, you know, I still have lots to learn for this, and I'll never say that I don't, because there's just so many people out there, and I'll say this, like Tyborg, I've seen your animation. You've got just a few videos, but they're very like quality videos, very smooth, well thought out movements, which I thought was impressive, especially because you have like you don't quite have a lot of subscribers yet, but I can see definitely your channel blowing up in the next year, because you've already got quite a lot of skill. I wonder if you have any like background in animation. So if you're watching this, and if you watch my other stuff, like I always appreciate the some criticisms and some advice on just improving. And but hopefully I can bring some people to your channel. And yeah, he also said he would be binging the rest of my stop motions, which I will be watching all the stuff that you got on your channel. So I subscribe to both these guys, and I think all you guys should too, because they're really awesome animators, and yeah, you just gotta support the community. So this is Transformers Week on the Windwirler channel. It's kind of a new concept I'm sort of playing around with, where I kind of work on a kind of a series of videos, because I have so many different mediums now on the channel. I've got like the Let's Plays, I've got the stop motions, I've got the unboxings. I kind of want to like create sort of themed weeks now, where I get a bunch of content ready to go, and I can post it and sort of theme the entire week around like one sort of genre or interest or whatever. And so for this week, I figured I would do Transformers, which would be a cool new push for the channel. I've had a few sparse Transformer content for the channel, so this I think is going to be kind of a cool experiment, and I'm hoping to kind of bring that forward into future sort of upload sequences. So I've got, obviously today we've got the Transformers Kingdom figure unboxing, and I'm going to have a couple Let's Play videos that I'm going to be posting for Transformers Devastation, which is a pretty cool fighter game. I had a little bit of trouble with it this week. I lost about 2 episodes worth of footage, so it really sucks. And these things happen, but you just got to be very careful, and it was a little disheartening, but I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to keep at it. These things, like, they do happen, and you just have to be vigilant. And so I'm going to have to re-record those parts, but hopefully get it all done in time and have a nice sequence of posting. But yeah, just be careful, gang. Like when you're making videos, like, you just always make sure you've exported everything and you've got everything backed up, because you could really shoot yourself in the foot. I also lost my camera charger recently, so luckily I got a new iPhone, so it's got a better camera on it, so I'm using that right now. But for my main camera, I can't find my charger anywhere, so it's been a hard week for the windwirler channel. And but it's all about not letting that stuff get you down, and sort of keep pushing, and yeah, like, you're gonna have setbacks and it's gonna happen, but it's just all about how you bounce back. And then yeah, finally, I'll be finishing off the week with a massive Constructicon unboxing. I filmed that a couple months back, and on Instagram I'm gonna have a new short stop motion featuring some Transformers. I want to kind of push some people to check out the Instagram, because there I always post like some ACBA, and I always post like practice short animations on there too. So if it's been a little bit of a dry spell for animation on the channel, and but it's in between those big posts, then check out my Instagram. I always kind of throw up some stuff there. I moved again, and this is my new workspace. This is where I'll be doing all my new sort of stop motion things. I've got this big table here, and I've got all these cool shelves, so there's going to be a lot of opportunity to create awesome sets, I think, with a lot of different dynamics. So we're going to have some cool stop motions coming out. I just sent out the script for my next big stop motion. It's going to surround the Defender characters, so Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Wilson Fisk. So it's going to be following those characters, and I think it's going to be one of my sort of most interconnected sort of stories, where I'll have a couple different things happening around the world, but all stuff that kind of like comes together, which I think it's going to be a really, really cool one. So I'm hoping to, I've already started taking a few pictures for it, but I sent the script out. I'm waiting for my awesome friends who always help and do such great voiceover work to come back, and hopefully they're going to get that to me by the end of the month. And then yeah, I'll be able to start headlong into full animating in October. And if everything goes right, and if I'm disciplined enough, hopefully we'll post in December. So I've got myself a pretty short sort of 3.5 month window here. But yeah, I want to get this content out, and I'm excited because I've had this story for a while. I've been sort of picking at the script for a long time, but it finally feels like it's in a place where it's going to be ready to go. Yeah, I think that wraps up this little vlog section. So let's get into the unboxing. Okay, so we have Optimus Primal and Rattrap and Dinobot. I think we're gonna open up Dinobot first, because he is one of my favorite characters in the show. He had probably some of the most like intense and real scenes in the whole series. I'm just really stoked to have him. I think they really got his likeness. We got some sweet box art. I've been staring at it for about a month now. Finally got time to record this video. I'm thinking we're gonna just crack this guy open. Dinobot! I'm so excited. Alright, so this time I have this knife here, which I don't usually recommend using knives, sharp knives like this, but if you're skilled, or you have a parent or something that's helping you, go for it. Or if you're like skilled with knives, that doesn't help you too. Anyways, I thought I would need it because they have them all attached in these like little plastic things. But look at them! Holy shit! Okay. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Whoa. That is so cool. Oh my god, they've got it. His likeness so well. They finally made awesome figures of these characters. Yeah, one of my big criticisms though, I would say for this, oh man, they got a cool card as well. Sweet. Yeah, one of my criticisms for the packaging of these things is I know they're trying to use less plastic, but why do they even bother using these little clip things? Like, I feel like they could just mold a box or something into this shape. But anyways, it doesn't really matter, but this is a cool background. I might actually hang on to this because I think that is actually pretty cool. I didn't bother hanging on to the other ones, but I must have tore them up or something. But this will make a cool backdrop. Let's actually cut them down from here. Alright, okay, so I got him out of the package here with quite a struggle trying to get all these little twist ties off, which seems crazy to me because this thing was plugged directly into here, and he would have been perfectly fine if they didn't put all that plastic stuff in there. But anyways, they do what they do. But this is an awesome Dinobot. Like, they really captured it perfectly from the show. Like even getting like the way these the face kind of splayed out like this. Like, this is so accurate, and his like claw talons. This is just so rad. Check out that Dinobot. The blue is so like eye-catching. Just like they've really captured what it was from the show. And of course, it was like sort of this chromed out one, but like for this figure, it just looks great. Like they really outdid themselves with this one here. I gotta say, yeah, they really nailed this one. I'm curious as to why this is purple. I don't remember if it was purple in the show, or it's a little bit funny, but I kind of like it too. It's sort of, maybe it's like got that shine off of it. And then you have this big like thing, like I already remember from the show. It was like literally just like, but this will be really cool too to animate. And Megatron looks so cool next to Dinobot. The scaling is just perfect, you know. Like, this just reminds me of like the first episode, you know, where their Predacons are all introduced, and Megatron just kicks Dinobot out of the Predacons. So badass. Oh man, these two, they're so cool together. Just, they clash. See, even the back of Dinobot looks pretty cool. Like, there's not too much, you know, kibble here. Essentially, you have a little bit of a back thing here, but it's not nearly as bad as anything else. Everything is really tightly packed, which is so cool. It did such a good job. Dinobot! Oh man, and then he stacks up nicely with my other two Maximals that I've got open. I gotta say, this Rhinox, I still really like the head sculpt and almost the overall like build of this generation's Rhinox opposed to the new one that was just announced. So I'm thinking I might just stick with this one, to be honest. I even think his Rhino mode, his Beast mode, is a lot more cohesive, while the new one has lots of extra robot parts kind of sticking out, or colors and stuff. So, But anyways, this eraser is flawless. Yeah, I'm definitely having fun posing these ones. These are just probably some of the coolest figures I have right now, to be honest. Like, I think Beast Wars was probably one of my ultimate favorite toy lines as a kid. I wanted to go back and like collect all the old figurines, and I think some of my first experiences with eBay was getting Beast Wars figures from like back in the day. I remember the first one I got was Silverbolt, which was a sweet figure, and actually those Transmetal Season 2 Beast Wars figures are actually pretty good and accurate to the show, and I think they probably still hold up. But the first generation of these definitely needed a overhaul, and these are killing it. Yes. And now, Dinobot, which he's sort of in the Velociraptor pose, as you can see. I did a post on Instagram with this look. Thought it was a funny pic, but yeah, go check out that Instagram. I'm going to be posting a Transformers stop motion soon up there, just a short, so check it out. The one gripe that I think I might have is this little color here, this thing, which it does kind of stick out quite a lot. You know, if you cover that up, it looks way better. Outside of that, this is pretty clean. Everything is neatly sort of tucked in here, and it kind of just looks like the gut, essentially. I don't know, I mean, you can kind of play with this, like if you keep the hands up, sort of like this, you know, like they're tucked in, and you sort of like in a run of some kind. You could definitely, yeah, see, you can definitely cover those up. Alrighty, now it's time to open Optimus Primal and Rattrap. Man, I had to be so patient for this one because this is the second release of these two. Here they've been boxed together, but they had already released them separately. But I wanted to wait for this because apparently the Rattrap had a better paint application. I'm not sure about Optimus, but I wanted to get this like bundle Netflix pack for them, and I also knew that I could wait, and if the original one sold out, I could save my money, buy some of the earlier line, and then get this one later on, which worked out pretty well. But damn, I had to drive to like 7 or 8 different Walmarts to friggin' find this thing, and yeah, that was an adventure of a day. Pretty cool box. The Netflix coloration with this like sort of red white emphasis is really cool. I kind of like that a lot. I just wish like these Netflix series weren't so hard to find. Like, I still haven't gotten Bumblebee or Alita 1, and I'm pissed about it. I don't know why they have to make these exclusive, because it just really screws with everything, but I just hope they re-release them at some point. But well, that's really badass. Alright, enough waiting around, I'm getting this thing open. Alright, so this is totally badass. I love this backdrop here. Definitely going to use this in a display if I can keep it clean on these cuts here as I try to get this out. Still, once again, hate that they use this plastic strip. I mean, that's going right into some like fish's mouth or throat in the ocean of some kind, and it's just a real pain to get them out here. But I guess they do this so that it keeps people from stealing it out of the package, which I'm sure is an issue in a lot of Walmarts. But I don't know, Marvel Legends has a good system with like the packing thing, but then I know that's more plastic anyways, but they could just maybe do it with cardboard. I mean, they're usually already secured into the back of the cardboard, so that should really be enough. But I don't know, I guess they're trying to prevent theft with these things, and this is kind of the insurance. But I don't know, there's gotta be something better than this. Okay, got Optimus out of the package. Look at this guy. Holy crap, he's so cool. Oh, so cool. They really, like, they captured the likeness from the show so freaking well with these guys. It's ridiculous. Oh man, so cool. This is gonna be such a cool figure to do stop motion with. And the hands, they open. That's really cool. Oh man. Oh, is there a wrist articulation though? Oh, there is. Nice. This is how his legs go back. It's a little funky, I'm not gonna lie, but oh wait, no, there's, oh, okay, those have to stay plugged in. So he's got double jointed legs. What? That is so good. And what is this? I bet this pops up and it's his cannons or something, right? This is such a great pose. Like being able to like wrap his arm over here. That's incredible. These cool things. I guess this maybe pops back. Yeah, it does. Yeah, there was a lot of cool utility thing about the original Optimus Primal figure. And it doesn't look like you can bend these rockets down to be his jetpack, but that's alright. It's not like a deal breaker or anything by any means. You could just say it's right under here. You could just put some effects under there, and that would look pretty cool. Yeah, no, that's a very minimal gripe for such an amazing figure. Wow, it's so cool! Look at this! I always loved these cool swords ever since that first scene where he whips them out when he's in a fight with Dinobot. Just so badass. These are so cool. I always thought they were like kind of like, you know, machetes, like short machetes of some kinds, and you pull them out, and you know, they'd help them like navigate the different. Well, I'd say jungle, but there weren't too many jungles in the Beast Wars series. It was more just sort of like these like, you know, dirt plains. But I guess you could say the same about the original Transformers series as well. It's a lot of just like, you know, the like Arizona desert or Nevada desert or whatever. Oh man, and I just love the way these figures look together. They just stack well. They're perfect scaling and height. They really just thought through these figures so well. Oh my gosh, these are like works of art, honestly. Just the expressions, like they capture the characters so well. It's an incredible likeness. And Rattrap! Oh man, look at that, he's so small. Look how little he is. Care for that, pap. You don't know who you're talking to. It's kind of where my like typical sort of like New York accent or whatever, or Joe Pesci impressionist. This is a really cool looking one. I actually really dig the sort of the shininess of the plastic. Having this actually out of the package and in hand, like it kind of brings that color. Like obviously we remember him sort of being this like chromed out sort of coppery color. Here it sort of gives the appearance of that. I don't know if they just maybe couldn't get to it with the plastic they were using, but I think this is still a good like rendition of him, and he's way more posable than that Generations one that came out a while ago. I actually traded that in at my local comic trade action figure shop, Toy Traders, and I got myself some other figures for that because in knowing that this one would come out. The original release of him, and I had him for a day. I like opened him up. They announced that the 2-pack. So then I brought it back to the store and got a refund, and I was kind of sad because like the lady there said that they would just throw out figures if they've already been opened, and I thought that was really strange, like because a lot of times you see these stores will just like, you know, tape it open, especially if the package, like I made sure not to like destroy the package or anything as I open it, so I'm sure they could have just easily taped it up, but I don't know, there's got to be some weird reason why she like decided to throw it out instead. But oh, you know what? There's something about this that I really don't like. They didn't give him wrist articulation, even though he's got this nice little ball thing here. That's like a huge bummer that he doesn't have wrist articulation. I know he's such a small figure, but I mean they gave him double jointed legs, so like this would have been perfect if it was on like you know, some kind of ball. But anyways, they did a good job, and the backpack stuff is pretty compact for, at least compared to the original one. The original was terrible. Oh man, this is so cool. Like seeing all these characters together. I can't stress how much I love the Beast Wars figures from back in the day. Like in the show, like I was just such a massive fan. Like I was way into Beast Wars way before I was into Transformers. You know, the original Optimus Prime and Megatron and Bumblebee and all those. Like before that, like I was way into this show, and the animation and stuff just was like definitely ahead of its time. That and like Reboot, which I'm also a huge fan of, were like incredible leaps ahead. And even watching the shows, like you can see them progressively get better too as they go along. You know, by the third season, like they really flesh out the environments and stuff that the characters are in, and really give their designs like a grittiness to them. And yeah, sadly I'm still missing my favorite character in the show, Cheetor. And the reason for this is because, like I said, these Netflix exclusive figures that only show up at Walmart, super hard to find, super rare, because people buy them all up right away. And I've tracking down a few. There's like one website I found, it's like Canadian, it's called Toynado, so I'm thinking of ordering it from there. And there's also Facebook Market. I saw some people selling some there, so I'm gonna take a look. But I gotta get that sick deep blue that Cheetor had in the original TV show. I gotta get it because it just looks 100 times better. The original one that they released, the blue is so washed out, it just looks terrible. Well, I probably would have been happy with it if they didn't release this recolor, which I think should have been their go-to. But in any case, it's been hard to find. But definitely been trying to find him and add him to this collection. But I've just been like, you know, trying to save up essentially. Oh man, and such a cool scale with Megatron here. That was something about that I really liked about the show, is that it really portrayed the Maximals as kind of like the underdogs in the whole thing. Because I think they even initially start with like less people until obviously Dinobot joins up. But even just like the size difference between these two characters was just like such an indication for like the power dynamics that we were going to be dealing with. And I really think that they just blew it out of the water with this. And I'm gonna have to collect the whole damn series. I have to say, the engineering that went into creating this figure is incredible. I cannot believe how they designed it so that you could still have really good articulation in both modes. And you know, a lot of these robot components and stuff are like pretty much covered. Like looking at him straight on like this is just like, yeah, it's like seamless, you know, except for these two little blue things. But like that's not a huge deal at all, not a deal breaker. I mean, like, this is incredible. And then yeah, the finger articulation, which we know about, you know, the wrist articulation. And guess what? Toe articulation. Yeah, they really killed it with this one. And then yeah, the head is fully articulated, which definitely an improvement from the original figure, which was like stuck in this like terrible pose on his face. But here, yeah, there's so much inflection, you know, you could have him thinking. Bananas? Oh, it's gonna be so cool to animate these characters and do a stop motion. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, gang, but I've got so many stop motion plans. When I finally do get to Beast Wars, it's probably gonna be like one of my greatest series yet. And I just love how these figures just stack up with each other. They look so cool. I really enjoyed this sort of nemesis relationship that the two of them had, where, you know, they used to work together, but Dinobot sort of became an anti-hero, you could say. Megatron obviously despises Dinobot, but it kind of makes you wonder, like, how did Dinobot become under Megatron's service? I wonder what the history behind that, or if there is a history. If you guys know, leave a comment. But yeah, it's definitely, I always enjoyed their sort of back and forth. And of course, the Velociraptor and the T-Rex is just like a total throwback to Jurassic Park. And that was like huge at the time that this show was coming out too. So definitely had major influence there. I'm sure of it, especially because like this doesn't really how Velociraptors look. Like the way they depict them in the movies, apparently, like they're not supposed to be as big as those ones are. Like that's actually like a different kind of dinosaur entirely, I think. But Velociraptors are actually small, like kind of, and probably with a lot of feathers. But still, this depiction was always really cool. Oh man, yeah, and all these beast modes like match up perfectly too in height. This Rhinox, like he fits right in. It's definitely, I knew when they were producing those, it was kind of their test run to see how well the beast figures might sell. And
I'm really glad that I bought it, because I hope that led towards us getting these figures. But I know it's also supposed to be like the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars and like the 30th of Transformers. It's really cool timing, and I know they probably definitely planned this kind of thing. But yeah, I collected a whole bunch of the 10th anniversary, 10-year anniversary figs that were just kind of repaints that were, well, better repaints for sure, but oh man, like these figures blow those ones out of the water. Yeah, see, these beast modes are just so expressive. Like, you can do so much with these with these looks, you know, and they blew it out of the park. Like, it looks like here we have areas are just like ringing out Rattrap or something, I don't know, but it really works, and they just really, like, they really hit it. I'll say this about this Rattrap, I think it looks really good. It's a good sculpt. The beast mode is obviously really excellent as well, but I will say my one gripe, well, would be for this figure is of course these hands, you know, like it just does suck that they're just molded pieces like that. I don't know if they could have done anything here, add like a ball joint or something of any kind would have been good, but it definitely limits his posability, but that's okay. Oh shit! Essentially, Rattrap's front and back head is just like split in half. Yikes! That is pretty scary that could just happen. His little eyes. I think this can probably go back on, but what I will say is now that head is out of the way, I can get this sort of pose, which is a classic Rattrap pose in the series. It's kind of really funny actually, but yeah, that's all right. I managed to fix the head. It just goes back together really easily, but I guess that pops off. It's better than it totally cracking or breaking the hinge or the ball joint or whatever it's on off, the swivel joint, I guess. So it's good that they have fail safes like that for these figures. But yeah, and we can bend that up and give them this kind of pose, which is pretty cool. I think there is actually a little bit more playability than I thought with this Rattrap figure. But yeah, super cool, super cool. Hey YouTube, thanks for watching another awesome windwirler video. Yeah, this is a pretty fun unboxing. I really dig these new Beast Wars figures. I hope that they produce more. I'm still waiting on Pterosaur and Tarantulas and an Inferno, and obviously Tigertron, so hopefully we'll get those one day. I really dig those figures. I personally, I'm still missing Scorponok and Cheetor, but I've been on the hunt for that Netflix Cheetor because I love that repaint. So, but let me know what you guys think of these figures and what you thought of the TV show and how it ended. I was a little bit underwhelmed by the whole series. I wish they kind of had a little bit more character development. Maybe like, you know, 12 episode seasons would have been a lot more time to develop more characters. But make sure to check out Royal Films and Triborg. They're awesome animators. I got lots of content on the way, so just try to be patient. I try to do this in my off time. I of course, like, this would be great to be the main gig, but you know, we gotta pay rent, and we haven't gotten to that point yet. But I figure maybe once I hit monetization or something, I might start like a Patreon or something where people can just donate and just help for stuff. Like, I kind of been wanting to save up for a larger camera card and an extra battery, so stuff like that might be a good idea. Like the video if you like the video, and ring that bell if you want instant notifications for when my videos are posted. The way the algorithm works on YouTube, sometimes your content might not even show up on your feed, which is it's a little disconcerting. I agree. I feel like that's something YouTube could probably work on, you know, bring back like the value of a subscription. Regardless, still subscribe if you love this. Thank you everybody who's subscribed. We've got like 1,015 right now, so every one of you guys who subscribe and are supporting the channel and bearing with me in those sort of couple week periods where I don't post, like I really greatly appreciate the trust that there'll be new content. So